Is it working now? Alright, let's begin. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Bro, welcome back to another episode of your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. What? It's kind of weird hearing myself say that again because what month are we in now in 2024? Like we're in the month of March. Today is like the 11th, right? The 11th of March 2024. It's been how long? No, today is the 12th. Yeah. So how long has it been? Since August. Since August last year, I believe. August last year was like the last time y'all heard from me. The last time I made an episode. My last episode was back in August last year, and it's been, let's see, 7 months. Yes, 7 months. August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 8 months, bro. It's been 8 months since I was last heard from. And this episode is just going to be entirely about that. Why it's taking me literally 8 months. I know everybody, maybe I know you can already tell from the title of the episode, but this is just going to be me talking about it for how long, bro, come on. This is just going to be me talking about this shit for as long as like this blunt is like fucking alive. As long as this blunt is still, I don't know the word. I don't know the right word that I'm supposed to use right now. As long as this blunt is still existing, exactly. I'm going to talk about it that long. Do you understand? So bear with me, of course. So the reason why I have been fucking away for about 8 months is because I don't know if you guys can remember, like last month I was talking about, I mean in my last episode, like the episode I did back in August, I was talking about, like fucking looking for an apartment and stuff, and how difficult it was turning out to be, and how it was like hindering me from like pushing out episodes and like making content and stuff. And after that I just like disappeared. I just went AWOL, like nobody heard from me again. And the reason why that happened was because like looking for an apartment kind of got so just ridiculously obnoxious and as an unnecessary. Like housing these days is just impossible if as in like as in it's very easy for people to like lose their apartment these days. Very, very easy. It just takes one thing, just one tiny thing, and you're not able to make rent that month, and then that's it for you. So like I started thinking like why don't I just beat the system for a while? I don't know. That's not the right thing to say, or that's not the right way to look at it. I just decided like I just wanted to do something different with myself. I just wanted to feel something different. And so I decided that instead of spending like almost fucking 60% of my pay on rent, it's like, and also coupled with the fact that blacks are being hunted down on this island like fucking animals, but that is going to be a story for another day anyways. It's like I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to get the fucking apartments. I'm going to like just go through it and just experience it. Actually, I just decided that I just want to experience what it's like, first of all, because there are times when it's like unnecessarily and just hellishly cold. There are sometimes when it's during summer when it's like fucking hot, like as if you're in hell. And some when I experience those like that, like for example, when it's like so fucking cold outside and everywhere, and you're covered in like 1,000 sweaters and fucking thick ass blankets and stuff, and the heater is on. I always just think of how homeless people like go through it. It's like I know we've seen videos of people helping homeless people in the snow and stuff like that, but I just always try to imagine what it's like to be in a situation where I don't know, you don't have somewhere to like you don't have a home. Basically, that's all I'm trying to say. You don't have a home. You don't have somewhere to go back to at the end of the day. Do you understand? And I was like, I don't know. My weird brain was like, just do it, bro. Just do it. And so I decided that I was going. First of all, that was not one of the main reasons that I decided to do it, anyways. Like I needed to save money, and the fucked up thing is that um there was nobody I could go to like um to sleep on their couch. You understand? Like this island, I don't know if it's just me. Probably, most probably, it's me because I'm not a very extroverted person. I don't have any. I won't say I have like very close friends. I just have mostly acquaintances. Right? Is that the right thing? Is that the right way to say it, right? Yeah. So, um, so there was nobody I could. There was nobody I was close. It's kind of fucked up to, like because see there are so many things I learned, but I'm going to get to them as we keep going. But I don't want to like get over myself. I don't want to like say things that I don't want to say things now that I'm supposed to say later. So it's kind of, all I'm going to say about that is that it was kind of fucked up that there was nobody I could like sleep on their couch for a while. Like I'm not close enough with anybody on this island for me to be able to like have that kind of help from them or assistance. So, anyways, so that then led me to kind of like just keep my stuff with random people, and then just had like my backpack with the basic essentials. And I was like, yeah, let's be homeless and see what it feels like and run this experiment and know and come up with a mind-blowing story, or with a boring story, or with an interesting story. Let's just come up with a story. Let's just see what it's like to be homeless. And so I decided I was going to be homeless. I didn't really like give myself a specific time of how long I was going to do it. Because actually, I just really needed to save money. Like I said before, I just really needed, like the truth is that I really needed to save money, and but also wanted to have this experience. And so I was like, this is me killing two birds with one stone. Like I can have the experience and then save money, right? So let's just do it. And so yeah, my stuff was with people, and then I just decided to like raw dog it, and so I ended up like doing it for 8 months. Now, for 8 months, I've had like a shit ton of experiences. Like for this past, I don't know, is it for this past or since this past 8 months, bro? I've been able to, you know, gather experiences, interesting experiences that I like, and it's interesting experiences and perspectives that if I didn't like embark on this journey, I would have never like fucking known about it, or like just it's all in the experience, right? At the end of the day, it's all in the experience. And so there are things that I learned that I want to share with people. I want to share with all of you who have not been able to hear my voice for that long. You deserve an answer. You deserve to know why. And so I was like, okay, so let's just do it. Now, this where I stay is kind of like where the city, yes, where I stay. It's kind of small and it's very walkable. It's almost like an expanded 15-minute city. And so like everywhere is basically walkable, right? It's kind of designed that way, which is actually nice, if I'm being honest. And so it was really easy for me to like um go to work and also have somewhere to stay. I don't know if that's the right word to use. So, um, yeah, it's I was able to like just go to work, and then at the end of the day, I get dropped off, and uh, you know, it's kind of weird that I didn't really think that actually talking about this was going to be kind of difficult, or there are things that would be difficult for me to say. Like, I didn't really think that this was going to be, I just thought that, oh, this is going to be a nice experience, and talking about it is actually going to be, quite interesting. And all I just need to do is like just get high and get drunk and like just say everything, just blot everything out. But right now, what I'm realizing now is that it's actually kind of odd. It's like actually kind of weird that I hope this stuff. Listen, let me just go for the tangent here. I just want to say something. Maybe the my voice wasn't loud. My voice hasn't been loud for like the past maybe 5 minutes now, because the microphone wasn't really close to my mouth and I was just ranting. But right now I'm sure you can hear my voice clearly. Uh there's this saint I love. Where there is a will, there is a way. It's like if you really in if you're really intent on doing something, like there will be no obstacle hard enough that you cannot like overcome. And this story, like the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a story behind it, and I'm going to get to that story eventually. But I'm just trying to go back to what I was saying. I was just trying to say that it's kind of difficult for me to say that, okay, this is where I was staying and this is where I was sleeping. But the truth of it is that there is no way around it. There is no way around it. I just have to like say it. So, how did I go? How did I get to work? Or first of all, the first day I left my apartment, where did I sleep? So, where did I sleep actually? Let me try to think. Let me try to remember. Where did I sleep? The first day I left my apartment, where did I sleep? I mean, there was nowhere else I could have slept. So there was nowhere else I could have slept. Like I still don't have any friend that I could have slept, whose house I could have slept in. So there had to have been somewhere that I slept in, right? And for some weird reason, maybe because of like I'm having brain fog right now, or because of how high I am, or something like that. I just can't remember where I slept that night. But I know I slept somewhere. I have to say, just because I can't remember where I slept that night, right? Maybe it's going to come back to me in time. I just have to go with the place where I slept majority of the time, just because I cannot remember the place I slept that first night. So the place I slept the majority of the time, like for like the entire fucking 8 months, right, was in my university, my school, actually, my basically my school. I'm not going to call the name of my school, and yeah, I'm not going to call the name of my school anyways. So just not to like bring that kind of weird attention to myself and the school. Um. So yeah, I usually I judge, but where? Oh, now I remember. I think it was in a laundry. Yeah, it was. Was it? Yeah, yeah, it was in a laundry place, whatever it's called, and it was quite comfortable. I mean, there were clothes everywhere, so all you just needed to do was like lay the clothes on the floor and wrap some as as a headrest, and that's it. And then wake up by 5 5 a.m. or like 4 a.m. and then leave. So I think that was where I slept the first time. So, or the first day. How do you fucking how do you fucking where do you have your parts? Well, as I said, um I I spent most of my time in school, and so obviously there will be hostels, there will be dormitories, right? And so the school dormitories, because there are two types of dormitories in school, like private dormitories and like the dormitories provided by the school. And so private dormitories usually have like passcodes for you to for you to enter them. Like they are really, really secure. They are really tight knit. Do you understand? Like you have to like have your like student card, your student ID card, and then the passcode, the it's like chipped, right? So it, like every door is like chipped, and so you have to use the card to pass through every door. So those were just virtually impossible to get in. Although there was one time I got in through the back of one of these private dorms, and I found a that was when like everyone had gone for summer, right? And so I found a room that was open. Just I mean, I always had this kind of locks. I always had this kind of like lock where there will always be a room open, and I'm always asking myself like, why are these people so fucking careless with their security? It's like it was just it got to a point where it was effortlessly easy for me to just like be invisible. I'm going to come to these later. So um so I think the first day, like I said before, I slept in the laundry, but I found that place to not kind of let's just say too compromising. And so I decided that nope, I'm not going to use this place anymore. I'm going to go find somewhere else. And so that was how I got to school. And then I found out that there are places, blind spots that cameras can see that you can pass, and nobody notices you. And because I'm black and I'm always reticent and always like to keep to myself and always hooded, I became invisible. It's like nobody will bat an eye to the black guy who, I don't know, just looks blended. Like I'm just a plebeian. I'm just another image you see. I when you're walking on the road and you can obviously notice people around you, but you're not really looking at them. You just understand that they are there. So I was just a background character. I became an NPC. I became literally air, and I was able to like go wherever I wanted to go. Now, one thing I kind of another thing I learned is that we humans, we humans, we humans are one thing I learned about we humans is that we we're insatiable. That is a given. That is natural. We're insatiable. But the truth is that we don't need a lot to we don't really need a lot. Do you understand? Like all we just need is just three basic things: food, shelter, and clothing. That is it. Like, okay, we don't need fucking 10 cars. You don't have to have like 10 cars. You don't have to have like a mansion. You don't have to have like 500 clothes or 500 shoes or like fucking a TV in every room in your house, or like fucking like unnecessarily well, not I'm not going to say unnecessarily wealthy, just un, unnecessary luxury, like just overcompensation of nonsense. Like we don't need all that stuff, because I just had my backpack, and what was in my backpack was um toiletries and a blanket. That's it. That's it. Just toiletries, fucking towel, uh, soap, sponge, underwear, deodorant, and then a blanket. That's it. That's all. Because because thankfully whenever I got to work, I had to like change into my work uniform, right? And so then in the evenings I change back to what I'll be wearing for the rest of the day. And then um on Saturdays I go to where my stuff is and change clothes, and then take the dirty clothes I'm with to laundry and get it done, get it washed, and then take it back to where my stuff is, and then keep them there. Like I just had basically three cycles of clothes for fucking 8 months, bro. So like I just had very little how am I going to put it? Very little, like I was able to like just cut down on so many things that, and then when I found myself living without them, I was like, why did we even need all this stuff in the first place? Right? Um I had I was a lot freer to just explore and just go wherever I want to go until um Cyprus police started like arresting blacks and just chasing blacks down and just brutalizing blacks for because most people don't have their resident permit on this island. But that's going to be a story for another day. I'm going to make an episode talking about North Cyprus. That one is an episode. That one is going to be an episode on its own. Don't worry, let me just calm down and just get this episode out because I just have to talk about my experience of being deliberately homeless for 8 months. Let's fucking go. So, where was I? I was talking about how I like changed and had my bath. Yeah, by the way, how did I have my bath? Okay, so not gym. Not there. I never went to any gym because I know people would be thinking that that would have to be where I go to, but no, I was in school, and so there are hostels that, like I was talking about the private hostels and the fucking like school hostels. So I was talking about how the private hostels are virtually impossible to get in because like every student has to get in with their student ID card, and it's chipped, and so like you use the card to open the door. And but then one time I found like a fucking room that was just open, and then I spent the night there, but then there was no internet, and then I had to leave. I mean, I had like a full fucking dormitory to myself, like free bed, everything. There's TV, like, but there was just, but I just didn't know I just didn't know the password to the internet, and then was like I was frustrated, and I left that place. It was like the heater was on, everything was just like touche, everything was just perfect. The beds were dressed, bed sheets were changed, the room was clean. It was just open, like everyone had gone for summer, and like the hostel, the dormitories, like these are private dormitories, like fucking one of the most expensive dormitories in the entire school. The door was just fucking open, and it's like I'm going to get to a point. I want to say something now, but at the time I hadn't thought of it. At the time I hadn't thought of it that maybe these guys are like. At the time I hadn't thought of it. Actually, it's happened so frequently that it got to a point where I started like analyzing. I was like, are you sure these people are not like trying to Oh God, I've missed this. I've missed podcasting, bro. 8 months. See, there's so many things I have to say, but I cannot say them now. I have to say them later. Do you understand? So let's just keep going. Anyway, at the time I started thinking that shit, maybe, but as at then, like that kind of thinking, I have not like it hadn't like come to my consciousness yet. So I that night, as convenient and as like comfortable as that dorm was, I decided to leave, and then I went to one of the school dormitories. Like it was just like open, obviously anyone can get in, even though like they also get in with like their key cards and stuff. But most of the time the front door is always open. And then the dormitories were being kind of like refurbished. No. No. What is it called? Refurbished? Nah. Come on. Shit. Fuck. Wait. Refurbished. What? No, wait. No. Wait. Hold on. What is it called? Refurbished? That's a weird thing to say. Why is it called refurbished? It's not refurbished. Is it? It can't be. Refurbished. Let's just say I prefer republished. No, wait, what? I prefer republished. Fuck it, man. Whatever it is. Anyway, that was what was going on in the hostels. And so most of the dorms were open. Most of the dorms were like just open. And I mean, I don't know, there's this saying that has something to do with I don't have any choice. There's a saying that I cannot remember right now, but the moral of the saying is that, bro, you don't have any choice, man. Even though the rooms were kind of like unkept because they were like kind of refurbished. That makes more sense. So they were kind of like repainting the rooms, like changing the chairs, changing the beds, stuff like that. So most of the rooms, I just had to like find the ones that were, okay enough to like sleep in. I mean, not that they were like bad, or like they were kind of like this. I mean, there were some rooms. Most of the rooms were actually really clean. Actually, they hadn't started working on them, and so those were the rooms I started like staying in. And every day I wake up by like 6 a.m. And as at then I just carry the basics like my blankets and toiletries and stuff, and that was all. And then I was just with my phone. So every morning I wake up by 6. I was still trying to like get myself familiar with the whole idea of being deliberately homeless. And so I was kind of like learning my environment, learning how people function, learning people's routines, learning people's behavior, character, learning how people walk, learning getting myself familiar with faces, getting myself familiar with people who are in charge, people who are cleaners, people who are just students, people who are just visitors, people who are I was just trying to like learn things, see things the way that most people in their everyday life do not see. Like I was trying to like it just became like a fucking movie, bro. I started to like see humans and know humans and learn humans. Like I started to know everybody's fucking routine. I know this guy. I know that this guy wakes up by 6 with me also. There are 2 guys that wake up by 6. One goes jogging, and then the other one is like this fucking Pakistani guy who, I don't know, this guy, like he's walking is faster than my running. Like I cannot run as fast as he walks. Like this guy walks so fucking fast. I'm like, bro, how are you doing this? Like it became astounding that I started following him. Sometimes I follow him and I'm like, let me see how fast as I try as best as I can to walk as fast as in just to catch up to him. And It's just impossible. Like, how can somebody walk that? This guy is weird. Like, you're not running. I can see that you're not running. I know that you're walking, and you're walking naturally. You're not in a haste. It doesn't seem like you. It doesn't seem like you're trying to fuck with me. Nah, you're just doing what you do naturally. And I'm here. I'm dying. I'm trying to like catch up to you. So these are just some of the. I said knowing like the routine. I said knowing um when like to be inside, so because it gets to a point where they close the front door, right? And so that you can't be able to like you can't be able to fucking go come in if you don't have the key card. And then if you go out, you cannot come back in because like there's no way you can like open the door. So like I had to like whatever I needed, because every room has a fridge, and so um you can store stuff. So whatever I needed, I just like I buy and then I put in the fridge. And I had to like finish that night because there is a possibility that if I come back the next day, the evening of the next day, that room would be closed because they would have worked on the room and then cleaned it and then shut it. So I had to like finish whatever I buy that same night. So just mostly snacks and like takeouts. So so yeah, how did I eat? Let's come to how I eat. For 8 fucking months, for 8 months, I existed. I just imagine never. One of the things I love doing is like cooking. Everybody knows that. I've said this so many times on the podcast. And just imagine not being able to like cook for 8 fucking months. Like, I'm going to come to the point where I'll talk about things that, as in the freedom isn't as freeing as you would expect, because you come to realize that there are things that you love to do because you require a house to do them that you cannot be able to do anymore. Things like, obviously, podcasting. Like, I can't. I every like for I've not released an episode for like 8 months. So obviously there was no way I could like do the podcast because like I'm just this kind of person where I have to do things. I have to like focus to do stuff. And if I just lose any iota of focus, like the whole thing is destroyed. Just leave it. Do you understand? Like, that is the kind of person I am. Sorry about that. So there are things that you cannot be able to do just because you don't have a house, just because you don't have like a HQ, like a home base, a lair, a fucking bat cave, fuck whatever you call it. Like, I I can't work out anymore. Like, I don't go to the gym. I do calisthenics. So everything I do with my body. So I wasn't able to do that anymore. Like, and then all this stuff that I have been working for so long just kind of like dissipated, and just now I look like a fucking, I don't know, man, just fucked up. So I have to like now start from the beginning again to start like building my body back up, which is going to take a while. This is the thing with working out. Like, you work so hard to like build your body to this point, and then it just takes a period of 8 months for you to like look like a fucking couch potato. What the fuck, man? So, well, what else couldn't what else wasn't I able to do anymore? Video gaming, yeah, one of my hobbies. And it turned, as in, I couldn't be able to like game. It just became so like, as bro, I've not even gamed for like 8 months. And the worst part of it is that my fucking PS4 spoiled. And maybe because I hadn't turned it on for like fucking 8 months, or maybe because probably the person I gave it to help me keep it spoiled it. Would that be fair to say? Well, am I an asshole for thinking that? But whichever, as in, I mean, it's old anyways, and so like it was bound to happen at one point in time. So I've not, gaming is like fucking, it's over for me for now. probably until I probably until I get I don't know. Let's just so there's so many things that I couldn't be able to do, like fucking reading. Can't be able to read anymore. But although I eventually found a way around that, I started like bringing I said downloading fucking books on my phone. Uh, so what else couldn't I have been able to do? I mean, oh, anyway, let's continue with the story. Um, so yeah, so most of the time, those dorms get closed, and so like I have to find another one. And as time went on, I there were lesser and lesser rooms until eventually all the rooms were fucking done. And I knew that was going to happen, but I was like, I just as in I knew it was eventually going to happen, and that wasn't the first time that I had a premonition about something that was eventually going to happen, and it came true. Yet I did not care because I just wanted to like just see the worst that can happen. Do you understand? I just wanted to I just decided that I was going to experience. I want to. I don't know. Am I going to be? Is it going to sound weird if I say like, yeah, I'm doing it for the experience, and I'm also doing it to save money, as I've said before. But I wanted to do something daring. Most of the time, being as in having somewhere safe that you go to at the end of the day. I came to learn this that have I came to learn that having somewhere safe that you go to at the end of the day, that is a guarantee that you go to at the end of the day, regardless of all the hustle and bustle that must have happened to you during the day. But having a guarantee that there is somewhere that you're going to go to at the end of the day, um, it kind of makes people kind of, I don't know what is the best word to use now, makes people weak. Yes, I'm going to say weak. Weak is the best word to use because even though, regardless of how much stress you must have gone through, that is stress. Do you understand? That is stress. But I feel like, as in having somewhere like having a home base, it traps people. Like it traps you. It makes you predictable. It makes you easy to learn. Do you understand? So it makes you vulnerable in a way because, as in, what if something happens? Like, I know that it's as in being homeless is not something new. Like it can take a very little thing for somebody who is seemingly doing fine in life to just like lose everything, and then you find them on the streets. Like it's normal. But most people think that it can never happen to them. Most people think even people that even people that as in there's a like you're most likely to lose your home. Do you understand? Yet they still have this, like they call it delusion of reprieve. Like I was reading this book, Man's Search for Meaning, and Viktor Frankl was talking about this thing called the delusion of reprieve, where you feel like, oh, it has happened to like a million other people, but me, I'm so special, it cannot happen to me. You understand? So people just have this delusion of reprieve where they think that it just can't happen to them. And so then there's this reluctance. There's this reluctance. Honestly, there's this reluctance in their as in fucking bid to not want it to happen to them. It's like, I'm just going to do the barest minimum to make rent this month. Most people think that as in most people think that the best that they think they're giving most people think that the best that they think they're giving life is actually all the best that they have. It's like there's something as in good, better, best. What as in I know they're synonyms, but these are things that we learned in fucking nursery school. But I cannot remember why there is good, there is better, there is best. I cannot remember fucking what do as in there are three groups of so many things. And I know that I can remember that one of them is good, better, best, and then there were other examples. Like, what's why did I remember this? Which so, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, like, most people think that they're giving their best, but in reality, they're just giving their good. Do you understand? That is just it. And but if they can just, like, I don't know, have a vision or like have a premonition, like their third eye opens, and then they're able to see themselves, and they're able to like see their efforts, and then they compare their efforts with their potential, and then they see that, oh, they have so much more potential. Do you understand? It's like I feel like many people won't just be, reluctantly, like, pretending to put in the effort to make it through life. Do you understand? Most people don't, as in, most people don't, it's not that they don't want to, like, fucking, like, as in, give their best. It's just that they don't know that they're a lot more stronger than they actually are. It's just that they don't know that most people are fucking going through life on beginners mode, but thinking that they're in, like, expert mode. Do you understand? Like, or like, I don't know. I don't know how else to, like, explain it. You are a lot more capable than you think you are. As in, I was talking about this. See, another reason why I decided to, like, do this thing for myself is that this book, Man's Search for Meaning, right, by Viktor Frankl. I don't know how many times I've talked about it on this, like, podcast, but I don't know if I've even talked about it on the podcast. But, like, there's this thing that, as in, when he was in, like, no, he wasn't in Auschwitz. I think I've seen, bro, this is a book I've read how many times, so, but yet I still can't remember. But anyway, he was in one of the concentration camps, right? And obviously, that place was hell. Like, I mean, as in, we all know, I cannot come and start explaining to you. So that place was hell, right? And so there was a story he told where he was walking in the, like, they were walking in the railway lines, and he was so fucking hungry, and the only thing that gave him hope was the tiny, like, fucking crumbs of literal crumbs of bread in his pocket that he was like, if sometimes when he's walking, when he's like when the hunger, like, shit, when the hunger show face, bro, he would just, like, touch his pocket and just smoosh the fucking crumbs of bread, like, smoosh it, like, ghoulishly, like, bro, I'm going to devour you later. But these are crumbs of bread, dude. So I'm not. And then there's a fucking Gestapo behind him that if he fucks up, you just shoot him. No questions. No questions asked, bro. But I was not, like, comparing. Bro. I don't know what just happened. I started comparing whatever is happening to me to that guy's, so that point in time, that guy's life, in Viktor Frankl's life, is like, what has happened to me that can even be compared to what that man faced, and yet he still, like, came out positively, like, he still came out with a positive light, like, he still won at the end of the day. He won. He took his W. It's like, like, my life has never been that bad. So whatever it is that I'm going through can't be as bad as what he went through. Can't be, bro. I recently read this story by Vivian Spitz. This book, by Vivian Spitz, called Doctors from Hell. Brothers and sisters, bro. Doctors from Hell by Vivian Spitz. It's one of the most fucked up books that you will ever read. Just imagine where Nazi doctors had, like, free range, had, like, they were directed. You know, understand? Like, it is their duty Like this is like you going to work on a Monday morning. This is them going to work on a Monday morning to work on like to just work on prisoners. Like, what will happen if I feed somebody to a bear? How will the bear eat the person? Like, do you understand? What will happen if I injected liquid mustard, like if I liquefied mustard gas and just happened to inject it into like a fucking juice arm? What will happen if I probably, raped a girl or used a dead man's dick to rape a girl? I don't know. We've never done that before. Let's try it. Like, this we are doing sick things. Like, what will happen if I just angrily beat somebody? Like, how long will it take for me to beat somebody to death? Like, how long will it take for me to like inject some random stuff? I don't know. Like, let's compare random stuffs and see how long it take for each of them to like kill someone. This one can take like 2 hours. This one can take 2 minutes. This one can take like 5 seconds. This one can take like surprisingly 2 months. So this person is going to be in agonizing pain for 2 months until he finally expires, and then we mark it. Oh, this one is the longest. 2 months. Like, bro, they were killing people. Doctors from hell, bro. So whatever fucked up, whatever nonsense it is that I've ever, like, nothing in my life can compare to that. And so I decided to like play a trick on life to see just how far I can take it. Do you understand? Let me just be homeless, and let me just play this trick on life, or play this trick on destiny. And let me just see what happens. Do you understand? Let me just go with the flow and see what happens. And so I knew that the fucking dorms were going to get closed eventually, but I just decided not to like fucking make any move about it and just see where it takes me. And so good enough, eventually all the dorms were closed, and so I had to like find another way. And I came to realize that I at the same time, like, I was homeless, like I said before, Cyprus police started disturbing blacks. But I'm going to, like, that was going to be another episode. I just said, I said it's going to be another episode, and it will be an episode of its own. So, police were arresting people anyhow, and I'm homeless. You understand? So I'm like, this is going to be interesting. So now the dorms are closed. Police are arresting people anyhow. Like, they're literally chasing people, chasing blacks as if they are criminals. And so, like, you check on Cyprus news, you hear that they arrested like 20 blacks. The next day they arrested 14 blacks. The next day they arrest like 35 blacks. People like, fuck. Like, every single fucking day, every single day, people start living in fear. Nobody, like, no black goes out anyhow again. Like, just be in your house, just be quiet and pray to God that when you're going to walk, they don't catch you on the road, or I don't know, they don't chase you, they don't check the cars, or they don't even come to your workplace, bruv. It's been hell, man. So, but anyways, and this was happening at the same time I am like at the same time I'm homeless. And so I decided that, okay, since everybody in the school is assumed to be a student, and most students most likely have their fucking student ID and stuff, so the police will come here, right? And that means the school is the safest place for me to stay. So I said that, okay, I'm not going to go out, I'm just going to remain in the school. And so I started searching, I started looking for a place to anchor. I started looking for a place that I can stay, a place that is convenient, a place that is warm. Like, they had to like meet all these criterias. And so I first day, what happened that first night? Uh, I went to another dorm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I went to another dorm. This is like a private dorm, but it's kind of old, and so it isn't as like kind of technologicalized as the other ones. Do you understand? It's kind of like an old dorm, even though it's a private dorm, and so uh, I was obviously able to get in, and it turns out that actually there are people on this island that actually, or should I say, they are students. Let me say students that still don't know their left from their right, right? And most of them might be stranded and stuff. Turns out like there are quite a few of them on the island that don't actually have any place to stay. Either maybe because probably maybe I don't know, just any could be any number of reasons, but they exist. And so um shit, we're 50 minutes in and I'm not even like I've not even gone I've not even done I've not even started basically. I've not even started. We're 50 minutes in. Unless there's going to be like a part two or so. But anyway, let's just keep going. So it turns out like there's that those kind of people exist. Basically, people who are, should I say, semi-homeless. So this old private dorm, um, they have like a waiting room where there are couches and um basically it's just like a sitting room, but it's a waiting room and it's like a hall. But just imagine like a giant sitting room with lots of couches. So I was like, huh, this place is going to, and then there's like a toilet just down the hallway. I was like, this place is going to be this place is going to be okay. Let me test this place. And so I stayed there that night, and even though there was security, there are literal security men. It's like I stayed there that night, and I was like, let me just observe what happens. There are people making out, um, in just beside me. Fucking the couches, like there are so many couches, but they are kind of separated, and so like people making out on other couches. I was like, what the fuck? Why? Yeah, people. I don't know. Just imagine it. Just imagine it yourself, bro. So, anyways, um, though it was kind of like that was during summer still, and so it was like fucking hot, and I didn't like it, and so I stayed there for about a week. Yeah, I stayed there for about a week, and I decided, nah, I don't like this place. So I decided to look for somewhere else. Then that night, I think students started coming back. I remember the students started coming back, and so classes resumed, and um, I was like, then I found I that was when I found the department. That was when I found the department. This is a very interesting part of the journey. So I'm not going to say the name of the department, but the classes were usually open. So I would I would I would go to the department in the evenings when I get back from work, and then look for a class that is fairly empty, where there are not a lot of dweebs, where there are not a lot of dweebs in class reading instead of, I don't know, somewhere else. And then I keep my stuff, I keep my backpack there, and then I have to like at the time, no. What's at the before that happened? Because I was still kind of observing I was still observing I was still observing my environment. I was still learning people. I was still learning because now I was in a new environment, privy to the like the school dormitory I was in before, where like I had learnt like the people that were always in that vicinity. I had learnt most of I had known most of them even though nobody actually knew me, even though nobody actually like noticed me, but I had learnt everybody's movement, everybody's routine, everybody's kind of way of life, what they liked, what they did at what time of the day. Literally, people have fucking, what's the word? Routines. People are very predictable. Like, this is something that I came to learn, I came to understand that you can actually like know somebody with, as in know almost everything about somebody without even social media. Like, social media has made it like effortlessly easy these days for you to like know who someone is. But just by watching somebody and watching their routine and watching their like the repetitions in their life, like, you can actually tell who they are and what they do and like what they actually are. It's like, that's something that I came to learn and I found interesting. So the people that were in that vicinity, now I had learned everything. I had learned almost everything about them, and now I'm in another vicinity where I was going to like literally spend the next 8 months, or should I say the next 7 months, because as at then I had been homeless for about like a month. um I said this was going to be like a new challenge for me, because I was not in a dormitory anymore. I was now in an entire school department. Do you understand? So, and there are a lot more people in a school department. So, even though most of the time I spent, even though I was there, I wasn't there in the day during the day, because obviously I had to be at work. So most of the time I came there during in the evenings, all through the night, and then early the next morning. And then I leave and go to work, and then I come back in the evening. So, but then there were still enough people for me to have to learn and for me to have to get to know, because these are characters in my story, even though I don't know their names. But at the as in throughout the entire fucking experience and the entire fucking journey, I only talked to two people. Two people. Or should I say two and a half, because there was just one time I had ordered food in the department, and ordered fucking food obviously in the department, and then my delivery guy came before some fat chick's delivery guy, and so she assumed that the food I was carrying, just because I don't know if it's racism, bro. I don't know. Let me not play the race card, but it's just weird that, I mean, why would you assume that the food, you see me paying the guy, right? You see me paying him. God, you see me paying the guy, and whatever it is you must have ordered cannot look like what I ordered. Like, my order is for like one person, and you ordered for like yourself and your friends. So how does it even look like what you ordered? And obviously, I order African food, so why will my food look like what are you thinking? So anyway, this one girl had ordered stuff, and then she thought that the food I collected from the delivery guy, first of all, she thought rightfully that the delivery my delivery guy was her own delivery guy. But then the food that when the guy brought out the food, why didn't you like think twice? And when you saw me paying the guy, why didn't you think thrice? So she thought she had it all mixed up. And then she was asking me, she went and called some dude to come and like fucking investigate. And nigga was like, simping, I don't know. Fuck off, man. Just get out. This is no food. Did you see me paying? Just fuck off. Don't talk to me. Get out. And so that I was compromised there, and then I had to like look for somewhere else to like stay. So that was one of the times. That was one of the 3 times I ever engaged with anybody for eight fucking months, except the people I work with. So, anyways, um, so I that place was like a new environment for me that I had to like learn. I had to like learn the characters. I had to like learn their movements. I had to learn their routines. I had to learn the repetitions in their lives. So I started getting familiar with the people that often come to class to study, come to class to like complete their projects, come to class to like look for new projects, come to class to like gist and chill and like make out and like fucking just relax and smoke it's not good there. So, anyways, I started getting myself familiar with these characters, right? But at the time, I was still hopping from one. I was still hopping from one class to another class, from one class to another class, and so it was kind of really. This was the time when I was not getting enough sleep because obviously all these fucked up kids would be like making noise, not really making noise necessarily, but their presence was just irksome, right? So I like being alone. Like more than anything in this world, I've come to realize that I just prefer being alone. Like just get out. I don't want you close to me. Do you understand? I don't know if it's this reason. I don't know if this affects my fucking um as in like I want to be a content creator. Do you understand? Like I've always wanted to be a content creator, but then my love for content creation is juxtaposed by me not want. I don't want anybody. Everybody should just go. I can be as in I can be by like when I hear people say that prisoners go crazy when they are in solitary confinement, I'm always like, really? Are you serious? So like you mean you don't have imagination? Like you mean you why? Like put me in solitary confinement. Yes, I don't want any phone. I don't want any TV. I don't want any books. Just leave me alone. I can like make it up on my own. I can like I can make shit. I can tell myself stories. You understand? I can like make shit up. Like I, it's natural for me. So me being around all these people was like it was just like irritating me. So I had to like find somewhere else because now this fat chick had compromised my location. So this was the time when I was not getting enough sleep, and as a result of me not getting enough sleep, I kind of injured my co-worker at work just by accident, just because like I wasn't focused. You understand? Like I injured him really bad, and that was kind of like fucked up. So I had to like find a way. Do you understand? Like, I had to like mitigate this problem, and so just by chance, because every when I enter the department, I most of the time most of the classes are locked, or most sometimes the because the doors are like they are glass doors, but they are kind of like blurry glass, so you can't see inside. So I just push the doors to check. Sometimes the doors are closed, but it's not locked. You understand? Then the light is turned off, but it's not locked. Maybe people are like making out inside. You understand? So I like nudge on the doors to like know the ones that are open and the ones that are closed. And sometimes there are some that are closed, but they're not locked. And then I get in, and and of course the lights. I always leave the lights off. You never turn the lights on. Never ever ever turn the lights on. Always leave the lights off. But if you're somewhere where the light is already on, maybe there are people there. When they just wait till they leave, just wait till they leave, and then when they leave, wait like an hour before you turn the lights off. So, um, so this was the strategy I came up with. So then, just one day by chance, I was nudging the doors, and I decided to like nudge on this computer room, and then it kind of opened. I was like, wow, this place is open. And that was during summer, right? And it had like the central AC. I was like, oh, I can use the AC this night. And so I was like, let me see what happens if I stay here. And then I stayed there, and like nobody came in, nobody like fucking even noticed that it was open, and nobody just seemed to care. I was like, okay, let me see what happens. And then I slept there that night. And when I woke up, I started noticing that it's not like I don't need to wake up by 6 to leave. Do you understand? I started noticing that I mean I had already noticed, I had already learned that there is no need to wake up by 6 to leave, because now I know that the cleaners come by 7, and I know that the work boss comes by let me say 7:45, and so I know I need to leave the fucking dormitory by 7:30, because it takes me 15 minutes to get to the work post. So I leave by 7:30, and then I get there by 7:45, and then like in 2 minutes the guy comes. So I'm never late. So that is another thing I learned, that like, as in I as in I'm always on time, I'm always prompt, like I'm never late, like I'm always precise. Do you understand? Like there's a lot more precision, there's a lot more efficiency. Like, do you understand? Like I'm a lot more surgical in things that I do. I'm a lot more kind of like alert. So this is another thing I noticed um in this experiment I was running. And so I knew I another thing like to emphasize more of on what I'm trying to say. What I meant is that, like, I knew how to keep time. Like, I know that, okay, it takes 15 minutes for this thing to happen, or it takes 5 minutes for this thing to happen, or it takes like this amount of time for me to get from this place to this place. And not even only about time. Like, I started like I learned about weights, like how much the human body can carry, and for how long and how far. You understand? Like, I started knowing my limits. I know that, okay, I don't need this. I don't need to carry this on this particular day. I have to remove this. I have to carry this on this particular day. But the next day I'm not going to need it. Like, there are things that bro, it became so fucking fun. Like, okay, I know that today I'm not going to do this, so I don't need to carry this. I have to like leave it here, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. Do you understand? So I'll need it. So that means if I don't carry it today, that is less weight for me, and I can like move a lot more efficiently and do a lot more things. I won't be that much tired. You understand? Like, these are things I stay considering. These are things that I had never considered in my life before. Like weight, like how much I can carry, and what needs to be in which pockets. Like, everything was like surgically placed, so that I'll know where every single thing is, even in my pockets. Like, now, do you know what I've realized? Like, we need combat trousers. Like, they are really practical. Like, I know that jeans are like tougher and jeans are a lot more durable, right? But maybe get like combat jeans. You understand? I think that's like a lot more practical, because like you have more pockets, you have a lot more space to put a lot more stuff. You understand? So what I got, like this fucking very cheap ass uh, I don't know, kind of materialities that it just washed off, like just washed off, and I looked like someone that so I looked like someone that they poured fucking, I don't know, bleach on. So, anyways, but it was practical though, because like I had a lot more stuff to put in. I had a lot more space to put stuff in. So I got to learn about I got what the fuck? I got to learn about weight distribution. Weight distribution. I got to learn about how much time it takes for certain things to happen. I got to learn about even cues that lead to something happening. Like, for example, I know that if the elevator light is this close, I know that it's coming to the second floor. If it's the elevator light is kind of like dim, I know that it's going to like maybe the first floor. If the elevator light is like really bright, I know it's going to the third floor. It's like, I just know when certain people come. I know certain kind of, I recognize certain kind of footsteps. I know that, okay, this person is going to come and study here today, because this person studies here every day, and that this person is going to come and study on a Saturday through Sunday, because this is what this person does. It's like, and I know to avoid them, and I know that I know so much, and then knowing so much makes things easier for me, obviously, because I know when to avoid certain things and I know when to take advantage of certain things. So this was the environment I found myself in, and then I learned that this computer room that I had found, this like jackpots, this like a literal home that I had found. That was where I stayed for like let me say 6 months. Yeah, that was where I stayed for 6 months. Like for the next 6 months, that was where I stayed. No. Yeah, for the next 6 months, that was where I stayed. That computer room. It's like for the next 6 months, basically was just me going back to basically having a home again, because I wake up in the morning. I wake up by 6 a.m. Because mind you, I sleep on the floor. I slept on the floor for 8 months. So, okay, let's say 7 months, because I'm. If you remember, I was in the dorm, right? And so obviously there were beds there. But then for the next 7 months, I slept on the floor. So, I wake up by 6 a.m. I go brush my teeth. And then like freshen up, just brush my teeth and then just wash my face and stuff. This is by 6 a.m. And then, but by 6 a.m., every 6 a.m., it not more than 5 minutes past 6, the security guy comes and then he like turns off all the lights and closes all the classrooms. Doesn't lock them though. Any classroom that there are no students in, because most of the time there are people that study all night. Like they study from like fucking 6 p.m. to fucking 7 a.m. the next day, and they don't sleep. You understand? Every day, literally every day, there are people that spend time studying, and I always feel bad for them. I always feel sorry for them. Like this. I'm not going to say the name of the apartment. Sorry, the department, but it's very essential in our everyday life. There is this book I am reading now called The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. If you've read The Fountainhead, then you understand. Then you might know the department I'm talking about. But by the way, why does everybody hate Ayn Rand? Let's go back to. So anyway, the book I'm reading now called The Fountainhead. If you know the book, then you know the department I'm in. So anyways, but I always feel sorry for the students. But I always ask myself like, would they really need this stuff? Like, surely not all of them can be this. Like, not all of them can be successful at this, right? At this, like, not all of them. So, why? Anyway, okay. Well, I think that the ones that put in the work, I think that the ones that choose, because they can literally be doing anything else. Like their students, bro, their students making out everywhere. They're just making out. Like you go out like 3 a.m. in the night and you see people in the cold, making out, and you're like, what, bro? I was surprised when one night at 3 a.m., I needed to go take a shit. And I have this place where I take it, I do my thing, right? Like I have this other department where the toilet is always open and always clean, because obviously there are people that are paid to do those things. So, and it's always clean and it's just the perfect toilets, because there's everything there. Do you understand? Like there's everything literally there, and the toilet flushes fast. And bro, when I mean when I mean the toilet flushes fast, the reason I say that is because the things I drop in there are sometimes genius. You understand? It's like sometimes I look at it, I'm like, bro, this is a master. This is a masterpiece. But this toilet can handle it. Oh, oh God. Oh God. Like this toilet can. Wow, I'm impressed. So that place became my go-to place. And no, I'm a very clean person. And so I don't go to any other toilets in the entire school. So whether like I'm 10,000 miles away, whether I'm at work, I hold it till I close I get off work, I close from work, and then I go there. So on this particular night, like 3 a.m., I don't know what I ordered. I don't know what I ate. So like my stomach was like really disturbing me. And then I said to like walk all the way from this one department to that other department. It was quite far. So so I was like going, and thankfully, that was when I was coming back. And when you're coming back, you don't go the same way you went. That is another rule you have to learn. When you are returning, if you went from point A to point B, you have to follow from that point B. You have to follow go through point D all the way to Z, then come back to A. Do you understand? That's how you have to do it. Every single, if you let me say you went to buy, let me say I'm in the dormitory and I went to buy something. Maybe I noticed that the front door is still open, and now is my chance. I have to go and buy something now that I will need in the night. So I go, run, and I buy the stuff. I'm not going to come back that same way. I have to go on through that way and come back. Do you understand? Sometimes it doesn't even favor me. Sometimes they would have locked the door before sometimes they would have locked the door before I fucking got back. So but then I learned just to hang around. And there will always be some schmuck coming out to go buy cigarettes or something. And so when he opens the door, you just go in. And so that was how I solved the problem of always getting stranded outside. Just pretend to be a student, bro. Just pretend to be a student, and then somebody will open somebody going in you will notice somebody coming towards the dorm, and so you just pretend to move, and then you follow the person behind, and then the person uses his key card and opens the door, and then he politely holds it for you also to come in. And that just became the way I started entering hostels. So so I was coming back from my business, and then I just passed. I was like, it was kind of shocking. I actually thought it was something else. And then I looked and I saw them, they were making out. I was like, I checked the time, it was 3 a.m. It's like, under this, bro, that was during winter. This was winter. And it was fucking cold outside. I was like, are these people okay? So anyways, I was in that computer room for like the next 7 months, and nobody ever knew. So everything was kind of redundant. I kind of went back to literally having an apartment again. So I go out in the morning. I go out by 7:30 in the morning. I go to work, and then I come back, and then I drop my stuff in the computer room. At this point I started carrying my laptop. Right at this point, I had my laptop with me. I had my laptop with me. I started carrying my laptop, and obviously to use it to do stuff, and so weight became more of an issue. And this was the time I started prioritizing the things that I needed to carry. Weight distribution was like, I started learning weight distribution. I started learning where to put things and how to compartmentalize stuff. So yes, this was the point when I started carrying my laptop. So every day was kind of like redundant. I go to work, I come back, I drop my laptop just to like reduce weight. I drop my laptop in the computer room because I knew that literally nobody's going to enter there, because it's as in, I don't know, they just forgot. Sometimes I come and then I see the door like wide open. maybe there was a lecture there that day, and so they just at the end of the day they left, and then they just left the door open, and then I just quietly closed the door, and nobody seems to bother to come and check, and it was just there, just like that, for like fucking 7 months. And I just kept using it, and literally nobody ever came there. So I just go to the point where I started leaving stuff there, like to the point where I started leaving fucking. I didn't need to like carry water anymore. I just like buy the water, the amount of drinking water that I need, and then I just keep it under one of the tables, or should I say, maybe I had a drink that night and then I didn't finish it. I just leave the drink there and like come back to it like the next evening. It's like I started leaving stuff. I started leaving just things that you see but just don't give any, because students leave their stuff in class all the fucking time. It's like, did you not notice that you came with this stuff? You left your entire fucking jacket here and this jacket has been here for like weeks and nobody wants to claim it. What is going on? You left your fucking shoes. Did you not notice that you left the entire fucking department without any shoes? Where are the shoes that you came with? Like, you know that you came here with shoes, right? And now you have left, but there are shoes here. Whose shoes are these? Like, someone has to be looking for their shoes, right? People leave weird stuff. People leave their laptops, and like, yes, I understand that there are cameras everywhere, and everywhere. Like, why would anybody first of all steal? I don't know. Maybe that's just why people just leave stuff, because maybe they just have this sense of security, which from my observation was not as securing or as reassuring as they thought it was, because I had a different vantage point. Like, I knew that the security, I already learned their routines. I knew when they came. I knew when they were around. I knew what they were doing. I knew when they would do it. I knew when to avoid them. I knew when to like disappear. I knew when not to be like. I had learned that much, and I had learned what they did, and I had learned how they did it, and I'm looking at these students like, I can kill all of you. God, like, I can make you disappear. Like, I can take your stuff. Like, why do people think that they are secure? Why? So this is, okay, now, this is why armed robbers exist. Maybe this is why what they call them? House burglars. Fucking people that break into people's homes. Maybe they and I've heard that they study people, like they study your routines, right? They know when you're supposed to go out, or maybe like they like scope you out and know when you're supposed to go out, and then when you go out, that's when they like they get into your house and steal your stuff. So, and then I'm able to like have this vantage point of these people. I'm like, oh, I now understand that people are this predictable, people are this, malleable, and it's just weird to have that much of a different perspective in life, to know that people are not as secure as they think they are. People are not as conscious as they think they are. A lot of people are NPCs. People are not as aware as they think they are. Like, you can walk past someone and they will not know. Like, you can literally take someone's stuff in front of them, and they will not know. And I'm like, what the fuck? Am I a ghost? Did I die? Is my body somewhere? Like, what's going on? Like, even to the point where, I don't know, has anybody seen this movie, The House That Jack Built, by what is his fucking name? Lars von Trier, right? Have I talked about that movie? I've talked about Lars von Trier before, right? But The House That Jack Built, like, when he started becoming, like, to the point I started becoming cocky, That's just all I'm trying to say. Like, let me just see how far I can push this. And and also to the point I stay having this feeling that they know that I'm here. They know they've seen me. They are aware of my presence. And they are trying to like pigeonhole me into a trap. Like they're trying to like lure me into a trap. And so they're opening these doors for me. And I think that they're doorways, not knowing that they're like trap doors. Do you understand? Like to the point I started thinking like it can't be this easy to just manipulate these people. Doesn't make any sense. Like I started having this understanding that maybe this is how evil, truly evil people, like truly evil people with as in malicious intent. This is how they see the world. Like they see us as plebeians. They see us as I don't know, grass that can be caught. That you like where you as in they see us as things that can be manipulated. Like this is how truly evil people see the world, and that was how I saw the world. Like I can, if I wanted to, there's so many times I could have like made people break up. There's so many times I could have like made someone like maybe lose his mind. Like I made someone I made someone I made someone lose his mind. I just remember my heart. Ah, I just remembered. I made someone lose his mind. All right. This is how the story goes, right? Nobody knows that I'm there. Nobody knows that I'm there, right? So, so one day, like one night, I don't know. I don't just know. I don't even know how it happened. So I was like sleeping, and this was one of the times where I was like I wasn't sleeping well. And then I had covered myself with like I don't know my blankets, and then this random guy just like walked into the fucking class, and he didn't turn on the lights. He just must have seen the fucking what's it called, my silhouette or something, and then dude screamed and then ran away and banged. Bro, this guy banged the fuck out of the door. And then that was when I realized that someone had seen me. Not that they had it, not that seeing me is like a problem, because I came to realize that as in if you don't want to make yourself noticed, you won't be noticed. regardless of regardless of how as in seen you, like regardless of how little the sight of you is, like how small they see you. Not like small in the sense of you being a lesser person. Just don't let them see you. Don't let them see you as much as possible. You understand? That's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes, as in, I can see everybody, but really nobody sees me. And even if they see me, they don't pay that much attention to me because they don't have the intention of paying attention to me. Do you understand? I am the one with the intention of paying attention to everybody because it benefits me, because then from there I know how to like put do things in my favor, put things to favor me, like manipulate things and control things. Do you understand? But these people are just students, just going about their day. They don't have any ulterior motives in mind. Do you understand? So they're just going to see me as a background character. They're not going to pay that much attention to me. So this dude, like was spooked, was scared, and then he just ran. And I was like, okay, this is weird. Obviously, that guy, I don't know what happened to him, but maybe I scared him. So let me just leave this place, and they just go literally to the class opposite me. And so, like in about like let me say 10 minutes, or let me say 5 minutes, he came back with his friends, and was like kind of like showing them that fucking he saw a ghost and stuff, and they turned the light on. And they were like, bro, this guy swore. He swore that fucking saw it. I was like, and I was just literally in the class behind him, listening to them, and this nigga was like swearing. So I don't know if that is, I don't know, but there are other times I just didn't want to like put things in people's heads, basically. So I tried my best to avoid people as much as possible. until finally I got that what's it called, the fucking computer room. So anyway, for the next like fucking 7 months, that was where I stayed. That place was basically, like I said before, that place basically became my home. I became so familiar with the place. I became so like comfortable with that place. um I was still sleeping on the floor though, but um it got to a point where I realized that I was able to get some pieces of clothing. I'm not going to tell you what kind of clothes they wear because those clothes are quite controversial. So anyway, I was able to get those pieces of clothing, and then those became my bed every night, and I slept on them. And they actually, as in, it got to a point where I just got used to. It's like, no, it became normal. Like, I've gotten an apartment now. I mean, spoiler alert, I eventually got an apartment. Um, lying on the bed is kind of weird, just feels odd to me. And I've kind of realized that I have a particular pattern of sleep. You understand? Like, I went through different patterns of sleep, different cycles and different patterns of sleep, and also different poses when you sleep. Do you understand? Like, now I just, out of habit and out of how it was comfortable for me to sleep, the least comfortable I was when I was sleeping on the floor. Um, that is just how I sleep now. Like, that's just how I sleep now. If that can be that comfortable on the floor, then imagine how comfortable it must be on the bed. And that's just the only way I can sleep right now. The only way I can sleep on this soft mattress right now. So, anyways, that became my home. Like, every day, I come back in the evening, like maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock. I drop the heavy stuff, and then I take my toiletries to one of the dormitories. I have my bath, and on my way to having my bath, I order takeouts. I tell them to like bring it to the department, and then by the time I'm done having my bath, it usually takes like an hour, like maybe an hour 15 minutes, for the delivery to come, and then I take it to the class. Obviously, the light is always turned off. Always turn off the lights. I've said that earlier. So then I have dinner. I probably watch a movie, catch up on stuff, and then by 10 p.m., obviously students will still be around by then. I try my best, and I try and um, go sneakishly take those pieces of clothing back to the back to the class, and then I lay them out, and I'm out. Sleep off. Sometimes I wake up and then I have to like sneak. I was always sneaking. I there was never a time I wasn't sneaking. I was always sneaking, trying to be cautious of people. But again, I want to emphasize that seeing me wasn't the problem. Like, for people to see me wasn't the problem. I mean, they were just going to see me as just another background character. Do you understand? But I just didn't want that attention. Like, I was looking for zero, literal zero attention. Like, I was literally trying to be a ninja, except for the security cameras that obviously were never checked unless there was like a something quasi significant that happened. You understand? That's when they like, or should I say something serious that happens. That's when they will check. But I don't think anyone checks the camera. Or I don't think the camera gathers that much attention. Do you understand? Even though it's always on, not cameras, even though they are always on, I just don't see. I just never thought they probably might if something significant were to happen, but never did, thankfully. So, anyways, um, I just didn't like the idea of exposing myself. So I was always sneaking. If I wanted to go take a piss, I had to like check if anyone was around, if anyone was in the corridor. And then if no one was in the corridor, I just like go take a piss and then come back. Like if I wanted to like go out or maybe like buy stuff, I don't know. I was just always being that conscious, just always being that particular, just trying my best to be as invisible as possible. And it worked. It worked for a very, 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 very fucking long time. I even had to, that was when I started learning the routines of the security guys. They always come by 6 a.m. Sometimes they come by 10 p.m. and then they also come by 6 a.m. So I know not to like make any moves by 10 p.m. or by like I always wake up by 6 a.m. and I have to wait till I hear the elevator coming up, and that would be that would be the signal of the like security guy, because the fucking computer uh room, I'm not going to say the floor that it was in. So when it was coming to the floor that was in, I knew the security guy was coming to turn off the lights. And so I knew not to like leave the class and just wait and like um be conscious of him. And then he goes and then turns off all the lights and closes the doors, and then gets back into the elevator and then goes away. And that's my cue to go to the toilet and then like freshen up, brush my teeth, and get ready for the day. So it got to a point where I got frustrated with the security guy coming, and then I decided that whenever I was going to wake up before him and then go into all the classes and then turn them turn off all the lights and close the doors, so that that would be me engineering him not to come up, because then he's going to look up and see that all the lights are off, and then all the doors must be closed if all the lights are off, and then he's not going to come. And so that was what I started doing, and he never came back up. Like he never came back. He just assumed that, oh, I don't know who is always doing this for me, but maybe it might be the other security guard, or this security guard. I think that maybe might have been the other security guard. So I just like controlled him that way, and I did my stuff. I would go, but um, I I started missing working out. Like I started missing the fact that I no longer work out every morning. Like every morning I know that I wake up, I fucking work out, and like get myself in order before I start the day. But then I just realized that feeling, I just started missing it. It's like, but it wasn't that strong of a sensation. It was just something that I just got, as in just got subconsciously hinted at. It's like, this is something I used to do. I no longer do it anymore. So then I just felt like, okay, let me just try to just do the barest minimum, maybe like stretches, because obviously I always sleep on the floor, and so it could be kind of hard, no pun intended. So, anyways, I say like trying to stretch, but the truth is, I just wasn't that focused. Like there was a point in time when I wasn't getting any sleep, because then I think this was like the week before, like let me say 2 weeks before exam, 2 weeks before exams, because I also got to learn their timetable. Like I went to these school websites and searched for their timetables to know what was going on at any particular time in school. So 2 weeks to like, or not 2 weeks, like 3 weeks to the exams, um students were always in class studying. You understand? Like, so there was always noise, there was always like chaos, there was always people like banging doors, it was fucking shit. Like I wasn't sleeping at all. And because of the fact that I don't want anybody to know that I'm there, even though there might not be any problem with anybody knowing that I'm around, or like that I exist in that environment. It's like I I wasn't sleeping well, to the point where I started hallucinating, started like having these visions of people actually finding me. It's like it was so surreal, it was so realistic. Like I had there's this vision, like this hallucination I had where like it was just real. Like these two guys had come into the class and they not that they even not that they they cared. They didn't care. They just came into the class and then they stood over me and then they were looking at me and then they left the class. And then I kind of forced myself to like move, and that was when I realized that this is fake. What? So this is what hallucinations feel like when you're sleep deprived. So, anyways, eventually that eventually I was able to learn how to like sleep through it because I kind of like went back to the book. Like in the book, he was talking about how in the camps, in the prison camps, like five people would share like one bed, and people were like groaning in pain, people were dying. So the bedrooms were all the camps were always noisy and uncomfortable, and people were snoring, people were groaning in pain, people were dying, so if you're somebody that even if you're somebody that before the war you could not sleep with something as trivial and as simple as the lights being on, then how will you I mean, we can there are always things that we can survive. Like this is another lesson that I came to learn. Like you will always, this is the point I was trying to make earlier, like you will always be able to survive. Like you will always be able to survive if you're able to like just try to understand how things are. Just try to understand the basics of how things are, and then you can learn, you can pick up from there and like learn more. Like we will always be able to survive. So eventually I learned to like sleep through the noise. Like the noise didn't bother me anymore, and eventually they all got tired of studying at some point and just decided not to come to class anymore, and things kind of went back to normal until exams. And then I started getting worried that this place has been my home for this much, as in this long, this place has been my home for this long, right? And I've come to appreciate this place, and I've come to be thankful for this place actually, even though I'm technically kind of like literally don't have a home. This place technically what's technically is my home now. And and I know that during like the holidays or after exams, the classes will be closed. And I was like, yeah, I know that. Like um, this is going to happen. And even though I've come to like have an emotional attachment to this place that's been like my solace for like for this long, because I was saying before, I was talking about how every day I drop my I go to work in the evenings, sorry, in the mornings. I come back in the evenings, I drop my stuff, I go have my baths in one of the hostels, and then I come back. By then my food has been ordered, and then I have dinner and stay up for a while, and then eventually sleep, and then wake up the next day and just repeat and repeat. And then on Sundays I stay there the whole day just by myself, no interaction with anybody. Nobody comes to class anyway. Nobody comes to class anyways. Everyone is just in their dormitories because usually it's cold, and so everybody's just like snugged in, and I'm just alone all the time, literally all the time. It was kind of at first it was refreshing. At first it was like, enjoyable. This is something that I love doing. You understand? But I started putting emotion into it. Like, why are you fucking hooting up? Why is the heart meddling in the affairs of the head? Hmm? Why are you doing that? So I started putting emotions into it. I started asking myself, like, so really, like, I am this person that literally has nobody that's in that's in my times of need, or like in my times of trouble, that I can like run to for help. Like, is it that this island is that bad that people is that bad for Africans that there is not enough privilege to be able to give that much of a helping hand because everybody's so engulfed in their jobs, everybody's so like engulfed in their own lives and trying to solve their own problems that they don't have the time. Or is that it, or is it that I am just not like that because I'm not like friendly. I'm not this kind of person that makes friends. So I'm not this kind of like outgoing person. I'm just like an introvert. I like being by myself because I'm that kind of person. Like then everybody now like nobody, because I'm that kind of person, then obviously everybody else is going to like understand that and then just give me my space and then go about their own lives without thinking anything about it. That's just the reality of it. And so I stay like saying I just realized that really there's nobody I can go to that can help because they don't know me well enough to like, I'm not that close enough to them for them to like want to like help. Like there's nobody. Like, are you saying that I've been here sleeping on this floor for like this long and literally, as in, what, nobody knows? Like literally nobody knows. And so it got to a point. I mean, initially, right? I mean, before I decided to like do this stuff, even before like I decided to do it, I was kind of thinking that maybe the the few people that I've been able to like know or be the few people that I've been able to be acquainted with, emphasis on that. Like I thought they would help, and I kind of like called them and asked if I could like stay, but they all said no. It's like they all gave excuses, which I just took in good faith. I was like, really? Nobody? All of you? All of you? All of you? Nobody? Not one person? All right, it's cool. So, so I just like, you know, another thing I came to learn is that maybe it's just my life, might might be my life actually, might not apply to so many other people, but it's just you against the world. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it might also apply to some of you, but I don't think it applies to everybody. If it does, I mean, shit. But it's just you against the world because now I there are times when like I as in like there are times when I inevitably like fucking someone like inevitably come across someone that I have to interact with. You understand? There are times when it happens. And for some strange reason, there are more people that treated me like, okay, I know I said like there are three people. I know I said earlier that there are only like three people that I interacted with, but now just remembering that there are actually more people that I interacted with. Not many, not up to. I'm not going to say they're up to 10, but let me just say seven. Let's just say seven. So there are more people that like treated me unkindly than people that treated me actually kindly. It's like not even like kindly, just indifferently. Let me not even say kindly. Let me just say indifferently. So, but there are more people that treated me unkindly than people that treated me indifferently. So I was like, why? Okay, yes, I'm trying to be invisible. I'm trying to make myself as small as possible. I'm trying to make myself as opaque as possible. Like, but that doesn't mean that I'm still. That doesn't mean that I'm no longer a human. Like I'm still human, right? So why are you being a fucking asshole? Like is your father the owner of the university? Like is your father abused the university? Like did they? Where is your name? What is your problem? Just fuck off, please. Just get out. Get out. So, anyways, that is another experience that I had. See now I've been talking for close to 2 hours now. Shit. So I have to start like anyways, let me just like to cut this story short. Now eventually the classes were locked and now I had to like find somewhere else. And so I went back to the fucking This was the time when I kind of had interactions with assholes. You understand? I think that is their father have the entire universe. You understand? So, but eventually I went back to the dorm, and the people that were there before are no longer the people that are there now. Now they've changed. They are new caretakers. Anyway, the security is still the same anyway. But what's the difference? The difference became that there were new caretakers, and yeah, that was it actually. So, but now, um, and this was, yes, also one of the times where I had to like come in contact with another like asshole. Actually, it's still three people, but yeah, no, four people actually, four people. The entirety of my stay there, just no, actually seven. Yeah, seven people. Seven. No. Let's be real, it's seven actually. I've counted it now. Yeah, it's seven. So yeah. We get it. It's seven people. So, anyways, yeah, that was it. So stayed there, and then I started missing the podcast. I realized that shit, I've not like, and then so many things started happening. We have not talked about the things, bro. So this episode is going to be long as fuck. I'm not. I was thinking of doing a part two, but nah, man. I have to talk about. There are so many things I want to talk about, so I can't. I have to do this. This has to be as long as possible. The weed is already finished, anyways. The beer is finished, so but let's just keep going. So many things there happened. So many things had already been happening in the world, bro. October 7th? What? What the fuck? Bro, people like October 7th was wild. I first of all, I started seeing on Twitter, people were like, you know, I don't know, like praying for Israel as they usually do. And then I started seeing the videos of like fucking paratroopers with parachutes landing in like station. Bro, it was bloody. I mean, October 7th. So many things were happening. Like I don't even know where to start. Like I'm having brain fog right now. So many things have been happening for like the past 8 months. Like fucking the decimation of Gaza. People that I don't know anything about the Israel. Anyway, I've been trying my best to learn. I've been trying my best as much as possible to learn about this conflict between Israel and Gaza, and I still don't know anything that's going on. All I know is that people are dying. People are dying. People are being fucked up on both. Initially, like I cannot. That is one of the things that I know. The second thing I know is that Hamas is evil. Like we all know that Hamas is a terrorist group, right? I understand that, yes, this terrorist group must have risen out of their hate and their spite for Israel for controlling them and go like it's not like this conflict didn't start today. It's like it has always been a retaliation between the two countries. Like this one will do this one and this one will do this one in retaliation, and then they'll do this one in retaliation. It's like it has always just been like that. Do you understand? Like we don't know who started it first. It's like the chicken and the egg, who came first. We don't know. Like it has just always been like that. So but this time around, like the whole world, we're already getting fed up with the fact that America has sent like $100 billion to Ukraine, and the whole Ukraine-Russian war is becoming stale and insipid, and nobody's like giving that much attention again. And so like this one just came, and then everybody like just rushed to it because it was a new spectacle, and it was kind of bloody and gruesome, and that girl that they killed, like that German girl that they killed, that was messed up. And then this you were seeing footages of like dead people at the concerts. You're seeing footages of Hamas killing people in their homes. It's like this is pure evil. You understand? And then we saw CNN doing their normal useless CNN bullshit, faking the news. Like, what are you, bruh? Who even listens to those people? Like, who listens to them, or who watches CNN and says, yeah, this is objective. This is objective news. Nobody takes them seriously anymore. Of course, they have to fix something. Do you understand? So it was gruesome what Hamas did to the people, to the Israelites. And even called Israelites. So, anyways, but then Israel now started like bombing the fuck out of them, bombing them, like the whole thing. Like I've seen videos of dead babies. I've seen videos of parents holding their dead babies. I've seen videos of dismantled, mangled. Like there's this particular video I saw where the guy was like trying to hold up the dead baby and then the head just fell off. And I'm just watching. I'm looking like, so we have the power to do this kind of thing to innocent people. Like, you cannot tell me that yes, when there was a video where they captured like a female Israeli soldier, and people on the streets were happy and they were like praising those Hamas soldiers. But not all the Palestinian people are evil. Not all of them. It's just logically impossible. Do you understand? Like, there are good people everywhere as well as much as there are bad people everywhere also. So obviously there will be innocent people that get caught in this crossfire. Like, people are dying. That is the one I know. People are dying. And so I don't have enough power or balls to say that I don't have any influence at all to that can affect these conflicts in any way, shape, or form. Even like, there's this video I saw recently of this American soldier that lit himself on fire. And then as he lit himself on fire, he was yelling, "Free Palestine, free Palestine," and then he died. And I'm like, this guy, you're stupid, because if you knew actually the reason, if you knew the true reason for this conflict, maybe the true reason might be entirely different from what the whole world knows. Like, even the true reason why Russia is trying to invade Ukraine might not be bro, these people are so secretive. You might not know we might not know what is going on. Just what they tell us. Like, the world has changed so much in 8 fucking months. We now have like Sora, like text video AI. AI is like taking over the world. That is another video I'm going to like focus on, because I've learned so much since my hiatus. Do you understand? So there's another video. There's another a topic that deserves its own episode. You understand? Like, let's just focus on AI and talk about this shit, because it's here to stay. So, anyways, so much has changed. So much has happened. So this guy that lit himself on fire and then killed himself, like, if he knows like the true intention of the people that have put this war in place, like, if he knows what they are really planning, he may not have done what he did. And also, like, inflation, it feels like inflation has just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse in, like, we're in the third month of the year, right? And it seems like from January to now, like, inflation has just increased like 500% every day. Like, things are just getting ridiculously expensive everywhere. Even in Nigeria, the naira is like in a free fall. You understand? So these are things that, like, I started missing and really, really wanted to talk about, because they were happening so fast, and I just knew that, and I just felt like, this is something that will be fun talking about. This is something that will be fun talking about. This is something that will be introspective or insightful talking about. Like, so many things were happening so quickly that I just started missing my podcast. I'm like, fuck, it's been so long now. It's been so long, and stuff like this is happening, and I really need to talk about it, and I'm missing it, and I can't do it because I don't have the chance to do it. I can't do it because I'm not like I don't really have the not the time, because there was so much time, but just the space to do it. Or I didn't really think of doing, like, it was something that I did because of the fact that I was always on alert mode. Like, it was something that I didn't really think that I could do, you understand, while being homeless. I'm like, fuck, that means if I need to really, really go back to my podcast, I have to like get an apartment. So I started like hinting at getting an apartment. Not yet, just So I wanted to like run an experiment of if I can be able to do it while being homeless, but it just didn't work because first of all, for me to be this lively, I have to like have my blunts by my side, I have to like have like a few beers already, and then I have to be loud and I have to be myself, which is something I cannot do in a class where like everybody is studying and where like is there is so much echo. Like if I just like say something a little bit slightly loud, it would be like the whole fucking department to hear it. And I don't want to bring that kind of attention to myself. So it's something I just ended up not doing. Even like the stretching that I said I was going to do, just because I don't know, I was just stressed and like bro, it's stressful. Let's not lie. Like being homeless is stress because if you have a house, there are things that will be convenient for you to do. But if you're homeless, like you have to like drop your things somewhere. You have to like go like if you want to like have a bath, you have to go somewhere. Like for example, now me now, if I want to have a bath, I have to go where I have my bath is like it's like a triangle. Where I stay is point A. Where I have my bath is point B. Where I take a shit is point C, and point C is like point D is at the right hand is directly by the right hand side of point C, if you can imagine it. So let's take point D to be where I get dropped off from work every single day. So I have to walk from point D. If I'm pressed, I have to walk from point D to point C to take a shit. Then I have to walk from point C to point A to go drop my stuff, right? And then take my toiletries. And then I have to walk from point A to point B to have my bath. You understand? And then after having my bath, I have to walk back from point B to point A and to like chill for the rest of the day, have dinner and stuff. So it was kind of stressful, but it was stress that I eventually got used to, and stress that I eventually got, stress that I eventually came to like be thankful for. Do you understand? So but eventually the classes were locked, and then I had to like go back to the hostel, and now I had to like learn the routine of the new people that's the new characters in my story. So it was easy because at this time like I had really like done like let me say 80% of the job. So it was fairly easy, and it was like really really effortless for me, and that was where I stayed. And there is this reading room in the where like where I stayed basically, and there is like a sweet AC there, and then there since it's winter, like I always turn on the heater and like sleep on the table. That's it. I like sleeping on hard surfaces just became natural to me. Like it's something that I came to appreciate as long as the heater was on. It's like I slept fine, I slept soundly. Like I slept like there are times at work when I actually am conscious of the fact that I actually slept well the previous nights. So that was how like sleep is like a fucking luxury. Do you understand? Let's just forget about the entire adventure in itself, but sleep is something that's like, bro, even during break at lunch, I like try my best to like catch sleep. As in, I was always haunting sleep. You understand? Because of how noisy that place is. But um, that was where I stayed, and I started missing working out. The more I missed working out, the more I missed the podcast. The more I missed the podcast, the more I missed video gaming. The more I missed video gaming, the more I missed like I just wanted. I guess the place I was in the dorm, like that a reading room. I mean, people came there to read, but I just wanted um I don't know. I think I had my feel. Like I think I had my feel of the adventure. Like I had enough. You understand? Like okay, I think the story needs to end here. I don't think like at this point student had gone on holiday and then come back. Like they were coming back gradually, and so I was like, am I going to go back to the fucking department? I prefer this heater, but I prefer this room, but then there are a lot of people in this room. It's like I just had my feel with it. And so I was like, and there are things that I really love, there are things that make me really happy that I miss doing and I have to do and I have to go back to doing. And so I decided to start looking for an apartment. And eventually I got this one, and um and I, I I mean the first week I got this apartment, like the first week, like the first weekend, I tried like work I tried doing the podcast again, but fucking my laptop like had spoiled. Like the laptop I used for the podcast had spoiled. Maybe because I hadn't first of all, it's old. Most of my things are old. Like I still use like a fucking iPhone 6s Plus. I just like using things, but taking care of them as much as possible, but using them and like using them till they are used, till they are spent. Do you understand? So anyways, my PS4 is spoiled, which saddens me, and my laptop for my podcast is spoiled. So so I wasn't able to do it, and I kind of felt angry because these are the things that actually made me want to get an apartment. I could have been saving that money, right? So instead of me spending the money on an apartment, I could have been saving it. And now the reason for like getting the apartment isn't working anymore. Like I was fed up because my I couldn't do the podcast, and I can't game anymore because my PS4 is spoiled. So but yeah, I'm still fed up that I can't game anymore. I still haven't found a way to kind of mitigate that problem. I don't want to like buy another PS4 or even the PS5. But as for the podcasting, I I initially gave up. I was like, fuck this, man. I don't know what I'm going to. Maybe I'm going to buy another laptop. I don't want to like just spend money unnecessarily, money that I actually don't have. So I started looking for another way, and where to tie it back to what I wanted to talk about before, where I said that where there is a will, there is a way. It's like it's true because this is something that I love, that I've come to realize that I love doing. Do you understand? In the past, sometimes I used to be hesitant, and sometimes I won't know what to say, or sometimes like I don't have any topic, or sometimes I'm just like lazy, just like lazily decide not to like make an episode, and then I'll give like a flimsy excuse, right? But because of the fact that I had missed it this much, I came to realize that yes, I actually love doing this, and I actually think that this is something that makes me happy, and because I love doing. I was kind of angry that I can't be able to do it. And then I'd given up. But then because of the fact that like I just said right now, that is something I love doing, and I came to realize that I love doing. I had to like look for a way to find a way to like do it no matter what. The laptop isn't working. I don't have enough money to go buy another laptop. And so I was like, okay, let me try my phone. But my phone is old. The battery dies like very quickly because I'm still like the battery has been so depleted, like at 64% now. And I was like, okay, but can I? And it's an iPhone, so like, how will I record it? And then like, I just did a little bit of research and eventually found out that yes, you can record it to iPhone and then transfer it to your PC and edit it, and like, so that's what I'm doing right now. And after this, I'm going to like transfer it and then edit and then push it out, and everybody's going to hear my voice for the first time in 8 months. Also, um, I actually YouTube now has like a podcast section, so I uploaded everything on YouTube, and so I'll be uploading everything from now on YouTube. I had been trying to like I've been talking about uploading on YouTube so for so long. I just never had to do it. I even like the last episode I did. I even like uploaded it to YouTube. I actually uploaded it to YouTube, but it didn't really get. I mean, obviously nobody's going to know. But then the ones I uploaded, because I uploaded my RSS feed, and then all the episodes appeared there, and so but they're getting like actual views, like which is kind of weird. Um, the most is like 8 views. I mean, That's more than, I don't know. The most is 8 views, anyways. People have been like, I don't know if people are actually, but if it has 8 views, that means maybe one person must have mistakenly clicked on it 8 times, or there are actual 8 people that maybe clicked on it for 10 seconds or so. But 8 people are 8 people. So yeah, so everything is going to be on Spotify and on YouTube. I'm still trying to like look for a way to um put them on Apple and like Amazon. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to eventually learn. Also, like I said, so many things happen. Joe Rogan's podcast is no longer exclusive on Spotify, which is kind of, I don't know, kind of weird, kind of like unusual, odd, new, right? I don't know. That's it. So, anyways, this is I got an apartment. It's not much, but it's manageable. Um, um, that was the experience of me being deliberately homeless for 8 months, and all the things that happened in between. I don't know if I was as coherent as anybody listening to this might like. Anybody that's listened this far, because I don't think anybody will actually listen to this far. But that was the story. I will now be uploading on Spotify and also on YouTube until I'm able to upload on other platforms. So if you really enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like it and then comment and tell me what you enjoyed about the episode, and subscribe. This is for the YouTube people if you want to see more, right? And then if you're on Spotify, please rate it and then share. Also, even if you're on YouTube or on Spotify, like share it with people so that more people like maybe learn one or two things. I know I must not have been as coherent as you people are used to, but I think I dropped tiny bits of nuggets here and there in the entire thing. So maybe you might learn a few things. So just like share it with people that you're close to, like and comment and subscribe, and like just let me know that you want to like hear more. Just motivate me to push more episodes out. And yeah, that's that about that. Also follow me on Twitter. I'm still not going to call it X. So follow me on Twitter, General Prime One. And yeah, that's actually, I cannot believe that I'm actually doing like a podcast again. I cannot believe that I'm actually doing this again. It's like I had never thought that I'm going to do this. I never thought that there was actually going to be a way. I don't even know if this is going to work right now. I don't even know if I hit like the stop button and if it's going to like save, or if I'm going to be able to like extract it. I don't know how this is going to happen, but I'm just doing this, I don't know, out of faith. Interesting. So anyways, yeah, that's that about that. There are so many things that I've left out, but I believe that as time goes on, right, there are things that I'm going to remember, and then hopefully to fit into the story that I'm telling at the time. So thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ear. I'm so glad I'm saying this again, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye everyone.